Gentlemen, I came across this little gem of race relations that I felt needed to be dissected a little bit, all right? So with that being said, let's get into it.
I grew up in the 1960s. I was maybe 7 years old during the riots in South Plainfield. In the 60s, my people were dying every day, okay?
You grew up in the 60s and my people dying every day. Dude, you're a cop. Like what? Yo, bro, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Like, my people dying every day. Yo, you're the police. If I was you, I'd really reconsider my position on that. And secondly, I'd like a lineage check because, black people, not all black people are descendants. And this gentleman on the right is talking about growing up in the 60s. Now, deal is that that was a gigantic turning point. Like, that whole decade was an insane turning point, including the Civil Rights Act and everything else like that. So, I mean, honestly, the gentleman on the right has a lot of how to put it, like, back in the 60s that he speaks of, he knows that that back then they would have been on complete opposite sides of this dynamic. I mean, this is pretty amazing to watch, boys.
Yeah, this is just the work. Yeah, it's just the process. And that changed. There was no racism in the United States.
Okay, all right, well, take it easy there, champ, because we're talking about the 60s. I mean, shoot, we talking about right now. There's hella racism, including racism against white people. So, sir, take it easy with that. But the police officer comes back around. I believe he said the judicial system works. Let's see if we can hear that one more time. So he says the judicial system works, even though you're sitting here talking about how my people dying every day. When in reality, as a cop, you should know the vast majority, I don't want to say a majority, but there's a huge percentage of the, not descendants of American slavery, but quote unquote black people who find themselves at the mercy of the judicial system. Not particularly at the mercy. That's a bad work term to use as well. Intertwined with the judicial system, and so to sit here and on one hand, rock that judicial system and know that it worked, but at the same time cry about people dying every day, I think is a little bit ridiculous.
And that changed. There was no racism in the United States. There was no racism. There was none. Now they've recreated racism.
I do believe that racism has taken a new form. Without question. And a lot of it is racism towards quote unquote white people. And oh my God, Jay, you can talk. As we've discussed on this channel various times, black, white, I can't say Asian, but in particular, when it comes to black or white, these are just convenient government qualifiers. That's not your lineage. That's not, that's not your family. That's not who raised you, and that's not what's in your blood. Black and white ain't in your blood. Your father is, your mother is, and their origins. That's what's in your blood. So, as long as that dynamic remains as prevalent as it does, there's we will always be distracted with such petty nonsense, and continuously get screwed over by the powers that be, the invisible hand, those guys.
What do you think it's going to do for race relations when they make me pay you for reparations?
Okay, reparations is never gonna happen. They y'all keep. I'm sorry. My apologies. It already did happen. Happened back in the 60s with the influx of the drug war, the welfare state, and the whole and feminism. Yeah, that was the reparations. So as far as, and I've said this on the channel various times. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a dead issue. Like sitting here expecting some type of check for 400 years is rather ridiculous, and particularly when we have individuals such as Mr. Coley right here, Officer Coley right here, who, you know, like, hey, you are a part of the system. Okay, you get a decent paycheck. I don't know what your union got for you, but you get a decent paycheck to enforce these laws and be on the side that you are on right now. So the deal is that there's this, like I said, there's this really strange and interesting dynamic that's taking place within this video. And a lot of people are just like, oh my goodness, white people are oh so terrible for, I'm telling you, I promise you guys, reparations have already been paid. You don't like how it was dispersed, and neither do I, but that's the reality of it. And to sit here and pretend as if, oh, well, you know, that's just that, like, no, we still want our reparations. I'll tell you, that's why, I did that whole ADOS thing. Like, I don't care about ADOS, because their whole shtick is, we want reparations because we want to get paid for things that you didn't do. My forefathers did those. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been to my family's plantation. And one of the things that I always took away from it was gratitude. Like, hey, you guys sacrificed a lot. I'm going to enjoy this life that you've made possible for me. And I've done that by living across this country, by being able to drive from coast to coast without fear or concern about being, you know what I'm saying, about getting pulled over and beaten and going through freedom rider shit. So and the whole point of that is to, you know, build upon that success, not regress in the manner that we have. And sitting here just shitting on white people for being white is literally no different than shitting on black people for being black.
What do you think that's going to do for race relations, officer? Do you think it's going to help? Do you think it's going to make white people like black people?
When you say like black people, do you mean like as in, hey, they're cool, or like as in, you know, far more similar? Because I don't know, I mean, you've been around since the 60s, bro, and yet you haven't seen like honestly, I don't think anything can do more harm towards race relations in the United States than Barack Obama's done. Like, because he pushed a lot of this nonsense. He pushed a lot of this victim narrative. And as somebody, as a descendant who grew up with his father and having a father that really reinforced the idea of accountability, responsibility, and, you know, in looking out for self and taking care of the things that need to be taken care of, it's actually heartbreaking to see so many just regress into this, oh, I'm a victim mindset and mind state. It's really irritating. But the officer, to his credit, the officer didn't bring up reparations. This gentleman did.
That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do.
So here's the deal. I'm not sure if he meant if he meant like black people, like as in we're cool, or in like black people as in, you know, we want everybody on the same level, because on the socioeconomic tip, that's exactly what's taking place, ladies and gentlemen. Mainly gentlemen. So guys, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff, if you like to toss it, a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day, share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from the Teespring. Check me out on Patreon as well, links in the description. And speak, let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? This, like I said, this is a fascinating paradigm, because on one end, you have a black officer who's like, oh, my people. And on the other hand, you got this guy who's like, oh, like, look, man, you know what I'm saying? You going to get your reparations? Like, it hasn't already happened. So if you found it interesting like I did, by all means, leave a comment in the comment section. And until the next one,